superpowers draining fun from parties. If I am a misfit, then I'm in good company with Auden, Austin, Hawking, Galileo and Van Gogh, and countless other weirdos whom you really ought to know. So store your expectations, no I won't fix your PC, but I don't mind being underrated or ignored. The world is much too interesting to entertain or read, and I won't ever play it cool, so I won't ever once be bored. Whoa, oh, oh, I have been a nerd since my first 5-syllable word, and long before it was the latest fashion trend. I'll still be a geek after nobody thinks it's chic. You will find that I have nothing to defend. No, I don't need your approval in the end. I totally need your approval. Just started my show with a lie, and that show is, of course, Lady Nerd in Brisbane! Thank you. Just some demographics to start with, one of my favourite things. All the nerds in the house, make some noise. Quite a few of you, yes. Can't imagine why. It must be in the title. Okay, now, the next part of the survey, I'm not going to cheer for this, but just by a show of hands, how many of you here have ever seen nerd as a negative thing? Be honest, I know it's the nerd lady asking you. Okay. Only a small number, but still, I'm getting a bit of a Venn diagram situation in the data there. I've got nerd in one circle, negativity in the other, and that overlap there, self-loathing. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people see nerd as a negative thing. They'll associate it with bad eyesight, bad dress sense, upper respiratory issues, Big Bang Theory. For a long time, nerd has been a figurative and sadly also literal punching bag. But at the other end of the spectrum, we've got geek chic, this commercial shallow version of nerd used to sell everything from gadgets to copy paper, usually involving a model wearing glasses and trying really hard to look intelligent, mostly in the hope that it burns calories. Yeah, a real nerd will say, some people will say, oh, well, nerds are cool now because of that kind of thing, But a real nerd knows that that's fake. It's not real. It's like seeing your name up in lights, but the font is Comic Sans. As a lifelong nerd, I've never seen nerd as a negative thing, nor as a brand. My definition of nerd, because obviously I would have one, is someone who is obsessed with ideas. Obsessed with ideas, whether they be scientific, literary, creative ideas. And this obsession, yes, can sometimes come at the expense of things like fashion sense, social standing, and the ability to interact with your fellow human beings. Frivolous shit. Now, what kind of nerd am I, just in the interest of full disclosure? I'm the kind of nerd who finds it physically painful when apostrophes are misused. It's like an ice cream headache, only more self-righteous. Now, however, full disclosure also, I'm not the kind of nerd you want to bring along to your trivia night, because I'm both competitive and ignorant. It's not a good combination. But because I am a nerd, I will research things only to act like I knew them all along. Research is a nerd's best friend. Being right, that's the holy grail. Sometimes, just quietly, I'd rather be right than happy. Nobody said it was healthy. But a nerdy kind of obsession can also be a driving force. Inventive, influential, powerful. And when you're a nerd, you see the world in nerd-coloured glasses. You hear the world in the key of nerd. She does a crossword without using clues. She thinks Tom Baker's the best Doctor Who. Trini and Susanna won't like her shoes. That's cause the lady is a nerd. Now, why specifically lady nerd? All through pop culture, nerddom is very much a guy thing. We've got entire film and TV franchises dedicated to male nerds. Big Bang Theory, Napoleon Dynamite, Revenge of the Nerds, Urkel. But for lady nerd characters, they're more of a token effort. You know, to my mind, the big three are Liz Lemon, Lisa Simpson, and Daria. So, what we lack in number, we make up in awesome. Still, the fact remains in pop culture, when it comes to women, we tend to focus on two things. How she looks, and what she looks like. My question to you is that really the best we can do? Banned from casinos for counting the cards. She emphasizes by quoting the bard. She uses physics to win at billiards. That's because her lady is a nerd. A nerd is not identified by her appearance, but by the contents of her brain, and perhaps her DVD collection. Now, what's inside her brain? Chances are she's more than happy to share. She likes a crisp white page of a book. Checkmate by rook. She's square, who cares? Always correcting misuses of words. That's because that lady's a nerd. I'm worried about the future of my people. First nerds are teased, now they're a shallow fashion trend. I say enough. It is time to reclaim nerd. Are you with me? Yeah. Yes. So, I've looked at history for guidance. This segue brought to you by H2O. Bond, molecular bond. That would have worked better if I said molecular code. Nuclear next. And now, if a brainy kind of obsession maketh the nerd, then Marie Curie was the ultimate. Marie Curie lived and literally died for her studies into radioactivity and didn't care about the accolades she received as a result. She was born Maria Sklodowska on November 7, which is also my birthday, but in 1867. So same here. So there's also where you can say, Happy 7-Eleven Day and get a free Slurpee. You will thank me for that one day. November 7. To celebrate these wondrous things, here are 7 rad radioactive snippets from Marie Curie's life. Number 1, she was nerdy by nature and nurture. She was born into a scholarly sciencey, mathsy family and grew up surrounded by scholars, scientists and mathematicians. She earned degrees in the light, fluffy fields of physics and chemistry, and as a poor student, she invented the chemical formula for 2-minute noodle sachets. That's not true. Number 2, she was Polish, not French, and proud of it. Marie wanted to pursue her academic career in her homeland, Poland, but Krakow University wouldn't admit her because she's a woman. So she built a life for herself in Paris. Number 3, in Paris, Marie met Pierre Curie, Frenchman, cyclist, crystals expert. You can just see him today selling rose quartz in Byron, can't you? It is the stone of love. Fortunately for history, Pierre dropped the amethyst in favour of Marie's studies, and together they built a love nest out of test tubes, warmed by Bunsen burners and lit by the soft glow of horribly radioactive materials. Even today, to view the Curie's papers and equipment, you have to wear full protective clothing, and still it's safer than Logan Hyperdome. Number 4! That was 4, right? Yeah, I can count, that's good. Marie and Pierre invented the term radioactivity, and together they won a Nobel Prize. Marie's most significant finding was that radiation came not from some chemical reaction, but from the uranium atom itself. Then she and Pierre discovered 2 new elements even more radioactive than uranium: radium and polonium. They actually announced radium on December 26. Had it been a day sooner, there could have been gifts of gold, frankincense, and mutation. Number 5! It all began with a pile of dirt. Marie and Pierre went through 10 tons of mineral ore to extract 1/10 of a gram of radium chloride. 10 tons! Well, by the modern day standard, metric shitload. Marie then went on to isolate radium, which took years and years and years to do, as she said, make something out of nothing. Now, that's a really long time to have a giant pile of dirt hanging around. I think you have to give it a name, surely. Hello, I am Marie. This is Pierre, and this is Cornelius.
Hello.
Number 6. Marie used to keep little glowing samples of radium in her desk drawer. And on her person! It's a really interesting necklace, Marie. Where did you get that? It was a gift from Cornelius.
You're welcome.
And number 7, finally, my favourite finding. Marie and Pierre were first drawn together by their shared interest in magnetism. Just because it's a pun doesn't mean it's not true. Comes a rainstorm, put your rubbers on your feet. Comes a snowstorm, you can get a little heat. Comes love, nothing can be done. Comes a fire, then you know just what to do. Blow a tire, you can buy another shoe. Comes love, nothing can be done. Don't try hiding, 'cause there isn't any use. You start sliding when your heart turns on the juice. Comes a headache, you can lose it in a day. Comes a toothache, see a dentist right away. Comes love, nothing can be done.
Ah, Marie, I feel drawn to you. Wait, there is a magnet in my pocket. Is that radium in your pocket? That's kind of dangerous, isn't it? I'm kind of dangerous myself. I ride a bicycle. Remember my name, you'll be citing it later. Wanna check out my pole? Arity? Do you have the hypothesis? Because I have the apparatus. We can do experiments over and over again using different methods. We should change the periodic table so that uranium and iodine are together. That would be inaccurate. You have the most beautiful eyes I've ever absorbed. This visual information by light refracted by my corneas, passing through my pupils, controlled by my irises, refracted by my lenses, projecting an inverted image onto my retinas, and processed by my brain. Baby. That's that cult. 1-5. That's all, brother. If you ever been in love, that's all, brother. That's not what I'm speaking of. Comes a nightmare, you can always stay away. Comes oppression, you may get